Day 2 on the pond dam rejuvenation project. So I didn't film it when I got here. The spillway was not flowing any more water. It drained down last night, overnight, from where I had opened up part of this Beaver mud damming they had done. So it wasn't flowing, so I fired the machine up first thing, and I come up here and just kind of drug some more vegetation and stuff back up off the top of it. It's just mud and some sticks and all kinds of stuff just forced up here on top of this. You can see where it's kind of like a little 12-inch dam on top of the original grade of the spillway. So I opened it down some more. We got some good water flow coming back out of here. At this point, guessing we've dropped the lake down about 3 inches. My goal is to get it down a foot for right now. And I'm letting it out real slowly because I don't know what all is downstream of this. So we do not want too much water coming out at one time. So we're doing it in stages, just a slow drawdown. Instead of trying to set up a siphon pipe and all, since this, I would not dig the spillway out in order to drop the lake. I'm not going to do that. But since this spillway has been dammed up on the front side of that, I'm going to draw this pond down that way by just slowly pulling that back out of it. So we're coming down slowly but surely. You can kind of see that water line starting up here on the far bank where the water used to be up. The lilies, some of them are creeping this way slowly but surely. We're pulling some water down. I'm going to go back later today and brush cut some more of that in here, trying to clean that dam up. And the goal for today is we're going to take care, we're going to clean up the front side of the dam. I'm going to get as much done with that, with the brush cutter, as I can. Then I'm going to go back, and I've got some saws and stuff with me on the weed eater. We're going to trim this stuff down, try and dress it up, make it look a little bit nicer. Finish grinding up some stuff. The majority of it's all done. I got done yesterday, but I was talking with the homeowner. The next phase of this project is going to be to, of course, get the lake down, which we're doing that right now. But we'll be trying to address some of these holes with the pipes and everything. I've also talked to them about the bigger stuff that I can't cut down. We're gonna pull these trees out, and when we do that, we're gonna tear these trees down, get them off of the front side of the dam, and I'll have my grappling stuff out here. And the bigger stuff that's left, I'm gonna be grappling all of that up, cleaning that up, get it set up for maintenance where he can get his tractor down in here and keep everything bush hogged, looking nice. Won't have to be running over all that big stuff. I don't have to work the cutter too hard trying to grind it, and get all that cleaned up. We'll make a nice burn pile somewhere, get all this stuff burned up, haul some dirt in to fill in the stump holes, smooth the dam out some more, which they've got some dirt around here. By haul in, I just mean we'll rob it from somewhere around here and spread it out, smooth it, grade it out nice, and then we'll start keeping everything maintained from here. So a little bit more cutting. Main thing we're gonna be working on is the front side of this dam. I'll just go back and forth down here, tilt the cutter down, and cut as close to the water as I can, and finish trimming everything up by hand, get all this little stuff in and out of the big trees, make it look a little nicer for right now. Be able to get to those trees a little easier to pull them out, to keep them from falling in the lake. And this place is going to be looking totally different here once we get all that done. We'll have a pond dam back. So, well, let's get started. making some good progress. Water's still flowing. Lakes, you can really start to tell how the lake's coming down right now over there on that bank. You can really, water line's getting pretty defined. Got a bunch of hand trimming to do, but I made it all the way down the front face of this dam with a cutter. This dam has got pretty good slope in some spots on the front side. One of the hardest things about pond dams is always the maintenance. After you get it built, you get your grass growing and stuff, it's setting it up to where you can actually do the maintenance. If you don't keep it cut, that happens. You just get trees. Trees are going to grow wherever you don't keep them cut down at. So whenever you build a pond dam, the thing you got to look at the project far out in the future. You can't just think about what you need to do to get a dam built right now. You got to think about how are you going to take care of this dam for years into the future. It's a constant, maintenance nightmare. A lot of weed eating. If you can't get a tractor on the front of it, or if you don't have a tractor with a side mower or a boom mower, or like an excavator with a mower on it, if you plan on doing it yourself, you're going to be weed eating this. Maybe with a push mower. I know people have used sickle mowers. They've used, I've seen people with hay cutters. You take a 9-foot hay cutter and angle it down the side of the dam and cut grass with that. So but you got to keep it cut. So we made some pretty good progress. We got it opened up a little bit. It's pretty nasty because I can't get down in there to really cut it and clean it up good. So I'm going to wind up coming back in here and cutting a lot by hand. A lot of weed eating, pulling some of the bushes and stuff that I cut down back out of the lake and throwing them up. I'll throw them up on top of the dam, and then once I get them off this hill, I'll be able to come back down here and mulch everything up one final time. Can't really do anything with this area. I'll just have to get in there and cut out by hand what I can. And really, it doesn't have to be done right now because we're going to wind up coming back and pulling all these trees out. But I'm going to go ahead and get this place looking nice for this guy. So that is probably what I'm about to do. I don't have a GoPro mount on me or the weed eater, so we won't film that, but I'm gonna get that knocked out. I think pretty much everything back here that I can get down is cut down and ground up. The rest of this we will leave to take out later. So get the rest of this out and we will show you some footage of the final project, final results before I get out of here. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty, y'all. So I got a lot cleared out there on the front side of the pond dam. We used a cutter on it. I think I showed you all that. And then went back through with a weed eater, trimmed a lot of stuff down the water's edge. I had my saw disc attachment for my weed eater, and I was going to saw down a lot of the stobs that were still sticking up. That saw was wore out and would not cut, so I had to get a new one and come back for that. So I'm going to take y'all through the last bit of this project here, or at least this phase of the project. Walk back down here into the spillway, and I'm going to cut the last of this vegetation down. Water flow is down a little bit and it's kind of dried out, or not so much standing water in here. There is, I think, a channel. I'm not real sure. I'm trying to walk like real careful. I don't know how deep it is right out in there, but it's a mess. That stuff is thick, and man, sorry about all the mud on the glass. I hope I don't get myself into a damn pickle here. I really don't know what I'm walking out into exactly. The Beaver's just mudded the hell. This spillway has got daggum 2 feet of mud built up on the front side of it. There's a heap of mud. I don't think I'm gonna walk out in there any further. That is just wet, nasty. That is staying wet in there because of all that mud trying to hold that lake back. So it's just a mess. I'm trying to get all that cut out of there, but man, Let's walk around a bit. Smells fishy out here, y'all. So over there on that bank, that water level line is getting a little more defined. Like I said, I'm thinking we're at 5 or 6 inches down on water level right now, which is a good start. You know, over this kind of surface area, that's a heck of a lot of water we've sent downstream. So we could have drained it a lot faster than that, but don't really want to. So this hole did have a good bit of water in it. That water is slowly dropping, slowly going down as we let the water, the lake down. Here is the hole that had water just steadily running out of it the other day. And you can see a little bit, there's a little bit of water in the backside of the hole now, but I mean, it was running out the other day like very quickly, like a lot of water steadily moving out. So we're gonna have to, that is a hole all the way through the dam. We're gonna have to cut that out. I'm sure that this is not in line with where a pipe's buried, so I don't know what's up with that. Not real sure, but we'll have to fix that. It's probably just gonna be tearing off the top part of that dirt, getting down to some good solid stuff, and then repacking dirt in there. I found this little indention in the face of the dam, and I believe this is where one of the pipes is at. I'm not real sure. I don't know exactly what's going on, but directly in front of where I'm looking down, I put my probe rod in there, and it's real deep. I probe over there, and I hit dirt about 12 inches underneath the water. But right here in front of this indention, it's pretty deep, and it feels like I'm inside of something. Can't see a pipe yet, but I believe part of a pipe is right there. We'll find out once we get the water level down some more. We can see a little bit better, but you can see the water line on those bushes going down. That looks like it's only about 2 or 3 inches right there, so it could be off of my 5 or 6 inch mark, but we'll find out. So that's it, y'all. I appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe. We're gonna have, you know, a lot of videos coming. Got a lot of different projects lined up. Hopefully the work will keep flowing in, and we'll keep y'all entertained with some good material. Take care.